What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing set 75388 Jedi Bob Starfighter with 305 pieces, retailing for $40 USD. And this is from the new Rebuild the Galaxy TV series on Disney+. It's like a Lego Star Wars collaboration show. And in the set, you get Jedi Bob, an Akbar Trooper, and then Servo, the Gonk Droid. On the front of the box, you can see the Jedi Starfighter, and boy, is it flying fast. That background definitely gives that impression, and it's blurred, just like emphasizing the set, which is really cool. On the front of or on top of the box, you can see that 1-to-1 scale for the Jedi Bob minifigure, and he does look really good. You can't see him right there. And on the back is just some views of the set, being able to store some stuff in the front part, some spring-loaded shooters, as well as a little fight scene between Jedi Bob and an Akbar Trooper. The first minifigure in the set is Jedi Bob, and this is definitely what is going to draw people towards buying this set, and it is especially because of all the jokes and memes about this minifigure, and the fact that we have not gotten another Jedi Bob since, I believe, like 2013 or 2008. It's like one of those two. But this minifigure does look really great. You can see it has a lot of like updated parts, but he still does stay true to that original Jedi Bob. He has that nice like brown hood piece, as well as just those plain brown legs, as well as that torso, which is slightly updated with some printing up in the middle. You can see where it like bleeds onto the robes, which is supposed to show some like wear and tear of this minifigure. And then he has that green lightsaber. His two face prints include the one which is seen right here, and then flipping onto the back, you can take the hood off and flip it around to see the second one, which does show a lot more of a stern face print. Then if you are to lift up the cape, you can see that there is no second like back print, which is kind of justified considering that this minifigure did not have one on the original version. The next minifigure in the set, who's technically a buildable character, is going to be Servo, the Gonk Droid, and this is a great little addition to the set. You see him pop up several times throughout the show, even though it's only 4 episodes. He is a pretty decent part of the show, kinda. Like, he's just kind of one of those side characters that is there. He has that little, like, face with the green stud, as well as the little panel that is printed right there, and his little antenna right there. He also has his feet right here, which are made of those, like, connector pieces. I'm not exactly sure what the name is called, but he is one of the shorter Gonk Droids. As you can see, he's only, like, 1 stud tall instead of the normal 2 studs, but he does look really good and has a decent color palette. And now we start to enter into the, like, random part of the minifigure selection, which is going to be an Akbar clone trooper, which does look good aside from the fact that it is an Akbar trooper. The clone body looks just as good as it always is, and then it has a standard, like, blaster rifle, and the clone trooper printing on the back, same stuff that you get with clone troopers. But then looking at the head, it is going to be a like new and updated Admiral Akbar head, and it is a brand new mold or a reused mold. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a brand new print, and it does look good for like the headpiece, but just not on the body that it is, which is just, it's part of the randomness of Rebuild the Galaxy. Taking a look at the build, it is a really nice looking Jedi Starfighter, and we'll start up at the front. It has a great point at the front and definitely articulates a great shape of that like triangle-ish shape. There's a sticker up on the front right here. It's just kind of a panel on the front. And then it moves back into a red and white striped pattern, which does look really good. You can see the first little point, and then it kind of goes back on opposite sides, creating a V shape if you look at it from the front. There are these nice details with the grill pieces and the like white tiles, as well as in the center, there is going to be this sticker on this sloped piece, which helps lead up to the cockpit. You can see that it is like wiring for that piece right there. And then you are able to kind of like take this off. It's a little bit tricky because there's not that like big of a thing to take it off. It's just kind of attached to studs like this. So you kind of have to get your fingers like up in it to be able to take it off. Inside though, there is a bottle of blue milk. This is not printed whatsoever. You can see I can spin it around and there's no printing on it, which is really unfortunate because it would be cool to have gotten a custom print for the blue milk. I know we got it for the UCS Landspeeder last year, but unfortunately we didn't get anything for this blue milk. You also get a banana in the little, like, spot. Not much to it, but it's just some extra little fun hidden details to the build. Then moving up farther to the cockpit, there is another stickered piece right beside that ingot piece, and then you have the cockpit, which does fold open pretty decently. Inside, you can see a control panel as well as a seat and a headrest right here, which does have some decent bit of movement. And if you go ahead and take your Jedi Bob minifigure, put him into a like crouched position or sitting position, you can slide him down inside. It might be a little bit difficult, especially because of that cape, but you can get him down in there. His arms do take up a bit of space, so they kind of get forced up, but you are able to fully shut the cockpit over him, and you can't really see him inside, which is a little bit of a downside, but he is in there, and he is flying the ship. Then at the very back, they have some nice articulation with this point that goes all the way up and creates a nice, like, sharp angle on the very back. On either side, they do have these stickers with the like wiring and red streak going to the very back. You can see flipping over to this side, it is just the mirrored version of the other side, and it does articulate pretty well. The only thing is it's a sticker, so there's going to be a gap right there, or wherever the sticker is supposed to like seam together. So it is a little unfortunate that they do stickers. I wish Lego would just print stuff, but unfortunately, because of costs and Lego being lazy, they will not do that. On the side, though, there are these cannons, which are honestly pretty massive. They're like a decent size of the ship. You can see laying it down. It honestly is probably about half the ship in size. So it's a really big cannon or turret on the side, and there is going to be, of course, a little play feature with the spring-loaded shooters where you can press that, and it just kind of launches the shooter so you can help take down the Akbar troopers. The other side of the build has the exact same turret, just mirrored, and they both do have those spring-loaded shooters. At the very front of the set, you can see the first two engines, which do look really nice. This set has some of those yellow pieces on the back to also articulate the like engine and thrusters. And at the front, you can see these like ice skating pieces used to show the separation in the like thruster. Then on the back, there are more thrusters. This set is just fully jam-packed with like all of the thrusters and other stuff, so it can go really fast. These three on the back make it to a total of 5 thrusters for the entire set, which is crazy, and it's just supposed to show that this set is a fast ship. Taking a peek at the underside of the ship, it is definitely not the prettiest thing, but for the most part, you are honestly not going to see it, as when the ship is just sitting down flat and flush like this, the sides literally are touching the ground. Like, if I bring this camera angle, this flap is against the ground over here. So you're not really going to see it unless you're viewing at an angle from like right here and just directly looking up under the ship. But even then, it is honestly pretty well like covered up and you won't see it. There is some landing gear on the bottom, which you can fold up. You can fold and then fold up to be able to have the ship in like a flying position. But then there is still this piece at the back, which is just kind of annoying. I don't like that they do that with the Starfighters, but it is what they do. So if you set it like that, it honestly is still going to sit pretty flat, but just slightly angled towards the front. As you may have noticed, there are these 2 little clips on the very bottom, and that is for you to attach the lightsaber in there for Jedi Bob, which I do think is a great thing that LEGO has started doing, is actually adding clips underneath to hide the lightsaber or whatever weapon the character has for their ship. So now when you're flying, you don't have to worry about the lightsaber being lost. It is safely tucked under the ship right there. And now talking about the price, I think for the price of this set, it is honestly pretty reasonable. Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, which I believe retailed for $30 or $35, is pretty small in comparison to this. You can see the size difference right there. Obi-Wan's Starfighter is a lot smaller. If I were to like lay it over top, you can see that either side of Jedi Bob's Starfighter does stick out a decent bit compared to Obi-Wan's. So the price definitely is a lot more justifiable. Also, with the fact that on Obi-Wan Starfighter, there are these gaps, where on Jedi Bobs, it is a lot more seamed together, and the gaps aren't really present. So for the price that you are paying of $40, I know it might seem like a lot, but compared to another set like Obi-Wan Starfighter, Jedi Bobs definitely blows it out of the water. You also get a great minifigure being Jedi Bob, as well as 2 kind of additional figures. A third would have been pretty nice, but I think what you are getting in this set is honestly worth it for the cost that it is. But that's going to be all, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.